Welcome back to Haunting Mystery today. I'm going to explain the crime romance movie called Jailbait. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film opens with Anna, who was living in the house of her mother and stepfather. She was a very accomplished girl in her studies. She was also talented in playing music. One day, she was playing alone in the room when suddenly her stepfather came in, drunk, and sat next to her. Then he started touching her. She stopped playing and was sad. We discover that her stepfather forces her to sleep with him all the time. She tries to stay away from him, but he gets angry at her, hits her and curses her and her mother. After that, he forces her to take off her clothes. She tries to keep him away from her and hits him by mistake. So glass gets atuk in his neck and he dies. She is arrested and accused of killing her stepfather in court. She began to tell the judge what was happening to her. She said that she did not kill him intentionally but was defending herself, but she was surprised when she saw that her mother was the one testifying against her and telling the judge that her husband had not touched Anna in his entire life due to the lack of witnesses or evidence against her stepfather. The court sentenced her to imprisonment for a period ranging from 4 to 9 years. She collapses and feels unfair because her mother abandoned her. She is taken to a juvenile prison. The prison guards treated her very badly and made her take off her clothes, and then she was transferred to her cell. She met her cellmate called Ji, who was a very quiet and introverted girl who read books all the time. Anna asks her how long she spent in prison. She tells her that she spent 4 years in prison and has 1 year left until she is released. Anna collapses after hearing this because she knows that she will have to spend the next years of her youth in prison. She is sleeping for the first time in a place other than home. The next day in the prison yard, she was alone and a girl named Cody, who was the head of a gang, came to her. She treated her rudely and threatened her that if she did not join the gang, they would harm her. But Anna refused. Cody tells her that every choice has consequences at a meal date. Anna sat alone to eat, but suddenly Cody's gang members came and threatened her. For the second time, she told them that she was not interested in joining their gang and left them. But Cody pushes her and the food falls out of her hand. After that, she was cleaning, but suddenly Cody and her gang attacked her and beat her. They threatened her that if she reported them, her next punishment would be death. Anna is transferred to the prison clinic. The investigator tried to interrogate her to find out who caused this, but she told her that the place was dark and she did not recognize who hit her. The nurse tries to reassure Anna. She tells her that she must adapt to the circumstances and the place she is in. Anna told her that she wanted to be alone, but the nurse told her that she was in the dirtiest place on earth and that it was impossible for her to remain alone in prison. She also advised her that if she had any problem, she should talk to the prison warden. Frank, in fact, she goes to Frank. He begins reading her file and discovers that she is an outstanding girl and has a bright future. He told her that he knew that she was different from the other prisoners and that she was not supposed to be among them. He offered to protect her, but there are conditions to that protection. She understood that the prison warden wanted to sleep with her and take advantage of her. She refused and went back to her cell. Jeannie asked her if the prison warden tried to harass her. Anna is upset and says that she is tired of people treating her. Jeannie is affected and tries to stand by her. Then suddenly she tried to get closer to her. She started kissing her and expressed her admiration for her. Anna reciprocated her feelings and they spent a wonderful romantic night and exchanged kisses. After that, she went out to the prison yard, this time being attacked by another gang leader. She tried to defend herself, but she couldn't after being harassed by everyone. She decided to join Cody's gang. She went to tell them her decision, but one of the prisoners blocked her way. But she beat her to prove to the gang how strong she was. She actually joined the gang after that. A gang meeting is held, and Cody asks her to beat up the boss of the other gang who harassed her. Then she allows her to be beaten, so that they film her with the phone camera they have, so that the other gang leader can be convicted. After that, she carries out this and beats up the boss of the other gang. They were transferred to solitary confinement, and the prison guards forced her to take off her clothes. She remained in solitary confinement for 72 hours. After that, She is taken to the prison warden's office, and he tells her that he imprisoned her in solitary confinement for 72 hours, despite her refusal of his offer. He is trying to force her to enter into a relationship with him in exchange for him not imprisoning her in solitary confinement for 2 weeks. She had to agree to this. She left the prison warden's office and was dissatisfied with what she had done, but she had no other choice. Then she met Cody, who also started kissing her and spending quality time with her, exchanging kisses, sleeping together, and entering into a romantic relationship. Cody promised her that she would protect her. As the days passed, quarrels continued between the two gangs. She was forced to fulfill the wishes of the prison warden, who was threatening her with solitary confinement. She collapses and continues taking drugs. Then her relationship with Jeannie starts to go wrong. After that, she quarrels with Cody because she was the one who got her into these problems. Cody dumps her and kicks her out of the gang. Anna tries to mend her relationship with Jeannie, but Jay refuses to do so because she joined Cody's gang and entered into a rel relationship with Cody. Anna feels alone, so she goes to sit with a group of addicted girls in prison. She bought drugs from them and felt like she was in another world, far away from her painful world. After that, her mother comes to visit her. She was not expecting her to come to visit her after she was the reason for her imprisonment. Her mother hit her and told her that she should have been grateful to her husband instead of killing him. She breaks down and tells her mother that he has been assaulting her every day since she was 12 years old, but her mother gets angry with her and leaves her. She continues to use drugs, and she also continues to be exposed to violence from the rest of the prisoners because she is weak. Then after that, the other gang began to take revenge on her and beat her in the bathroom in the cell. She was feeling tired and collapsed. Jeannie told her that drugs would destroy her life and that she must go to the prison psychiatrist to treat her. She discovered that Jeannie was also a drug addict like her, but she wanted revenge on the gang leader who attacked her in the bathroom. She goes and gets into a fight with them. The fight is broken up by prison guards. She is locked in solitary confinement, again as usual. The prison warden comes and takes her out of solitary confinement, but in exchange for her sleeping with him. After that, she returned to the cell and was exhausted. Cody comes to her to check on her. She tells her that the girl she was giving the drugs to has AIDS and that she should get tested, but she was in a nervous state and quarreled with Cody. Ginny tries to help her stop using drugs, but she can't stop her from doing so. Cody comes to her and tries to stop her and threatens her. If she doesn't stop, she will kill her. Anna collapses, grabs a bottle, and tries to kill herself. But the prison guards managed to stop her from doing so. She was placed in solitary confinement. She was suffering there because she was addicted to drugs. She also tried to kill herself with eating utensils, but she was saved. She is transferred to a special room to be monitored. The psychiatrist came to her and decided to put her in the hospital for 2 weeks. Anna saw many civilians who were suffering and lost control of themselves. She is taking medications. The nurse is trying to stand by her and help her. After a while, she is taken out of the hospital and returns to her cell. Her relationship with Jeannie begins by getting back together and sleeping together. The prison warden then summons her and tells her about the talent show they hold in the prison every year. He brings her the cello and asks her to play again. She remembered when her stepfather was harassing her, so she broke down and cried. The rest of the prisoners discover that Frank is courting her, so they mutilate her face. She is taken to the clinic again. The prison warden comes and starts touching her. The nurse notices this and discovers that Frank is taking advantage of Anna, so she advised her to stay away from him, but the prison warden noticed that, and so he planned to get rid of her, and the nurse was actually killed by one of the prisoners. After that, the musical show starts, and after the show is finished, Frank sits alone with her. He told her that if she did what he said, he would help her get out of prison next month because she had a parole hearing indeed. She agrees and sleeps with him. After that, she returned to the cell and told Jai. But she told her that Frank was a liar the next day. She gets her parole hearing date, but she is afraid because Jai told her that Frank is a liar. so she decided to ask Cody for help. She asked her to help her catch Frank. She gave her her phone so she could film him while he slept with her the next day. She's already filming it at the parole hearing. Frank praised her greatly, but at the end of his speech, he told them that she had a problem with authority and that she should stay in prison longer. She was shocked by this, so she showed them the video. The committee was shocked by this, and ordered the guards to arrest Frank. Judge apologizes to her for what happened to her and decides to release her. She came out of prison and her mother received her because she discovered that her daughter was oppressed. After that, she applied for a scholarship to the Institute of Music, where she excelled and became one of the most famous cellists in the world. So this is where the movie finally comes to the end. If you like my movie explanation, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the Haunting Mystery channel to get more interesting movie explanations.